It's your boy, Mr. HandCrafted, and welcome to the I Don't Know Shit podcast. Today we got a special guest today. I would like for her to introduce herself. I want you to tell me how we met, maybe what your experience is in the life of where we met, and what's your story?
Okay, so my name is Jessica.
Okay.
Jessica Moxley. I am YogaChefJess on social media. We met online.
Yeah.
And
How has your online experience been?
it's been interesting. People are interesting.
I said the same thing last episode, just yesterday.
People are interesting.
People are different.
Yeah.
It's awkward though sometimes. It like makes you, I don't know.
Meeting people is awkward.
It is very. I'm always afraid that people are gonna like judge me for something I say.
First impression.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
This is quite the first impression.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take that. I appreciate that. I've had worse first impressions, but so what's your story? How'd you become YogaChefJess?
So let's see. I've been cooking for my entire life.
Who taught you how to cook?
Everyone in my family cooks. My mom and my uncle and my cousin.
Okay.
They all do. Like, my mom and my uncle make a lot of cakes.
Where are they from?
North Carolina.
Okay, the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's just
From the mountains of North Carolina.
the mountains. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a different type of culture down there, isn't it?
It is, but it's similar to here.
Is it really?
It is, and it looks very similar.
The mountains of South Carolina or North Carolina?
Yes, because there's still, people are still racist and assholes. Like, it's the same.
So for me, I've never really been to the South. Like, I've been traveling. I passed through Atlanta or some shit like that. But I've never really went and, like, visited or adapted myself in the culture of shit, anything like that. But I've always been told, like, Southern racism and, like, over here racism is different. Like, over here it's, like, more passive. It's, like, hidden.
Yeah.
Over there it's more in your face. Like,
It's
I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so for me, I think personally, I've never experienced, but I would rather somebody just let me know, like, you don't fuck with me, than sitting here having to deal with you on a regular basis and having to feel this weird ass energy because you don't like black people or something like that. But then again, like I said, I've never lived in that type of environment, so I don't know if I'd want that hidden or not. I think I would.
I mean, it's definitely different getting used to the passive aggressiveness, racism over here, for sure. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't think either is better, really. They both kind of...
Racism's racism, I guess. I get what you're saying, this family. It's like, I would rather not have either. Absolutely.
Because I'm light-skinned, so, like, I get racism from both sides. From black people and white people, because they don't know what I am, and they're not really sure, and, yeah. So they don't know how to treat me.
I feel like sometimes, from my own personal experience, I feel like sometimes light-skinned people, they're either like, there's like, I don't know, it's like they're either super extreme, like Huey P. Newton, like Black Power, like they assume that everybody's racist and shit like that, or it's like they just don't care at all. It seems like, I don't know. It seems like they have a lot of personal, like, what would it be, like a identity crisis?
Yeah, maybe.
Is that true?
Yeah, maybe. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle. Because, like, I care a lot more
Okay.
than, yeah. But I'm also pretty bougie.
See, I'm bougie, but I'm cheap at the same time, you know?
Definitely.
So I like nice shit, but I don't want to spend my money on it.
I love being cheap.
Bro, if I can find a deal or a discount, like, I'm definitely shooting for that deal.
I am Susan the Saver.
Absolutely.
I used to coupon, so don't even.
Coupon is dope. I've never got into it. It takes a lot of time, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not into it anymore because I don't use those products anymore. But back then, when I was using it, it was very helpful.
I just changed over my products as far as my deodorant and my toothpaste. And I can feel a difference. It feels like, I don't know, like my mouth feels different not using fluoride and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, it feels it doesn't feel weird, but it's like it's weird because it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, but back to cooking. Like, is there a particular person's like recipes or like style that you use that you adapted from your family, or is it you just combined everybody's style together and kind of just made Jess the chef?
I kind of combined everybody's mixture because I took a lot from everybody, but I spent a lot of time by myself as a child.
Okay.
So, like, I watched a lot of cooking shows, recorded a lot of cooking shows, wrote down a lot of recipes, printed a lot of recipes, came up with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I eventually went to college for culinary and food service management. So, like, I just consumed my life with food, basically.
At first, I wanted to be a cook and all those good things. I wanted to open up a restaurant, but then I was like 80% of all restaurants fail or some shit like that.
Yep.
That kind of
in the first year,
it kind of scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it's like people invest a lot of money straight off the back of restaurants. It's very hard just to have like a little small startup. I mean, you can do it.
It's not built for the weak.
No,
that's for sure. No weak bitches allowed.
No, not at all. Like I used to work at Embassy Suites, like in the catering department. I worked at Bon Appetit. It was it's supposed to be like a gourmet cafeteria type shit. It was in like
inside
Adidas.
a hotel.
No, so this was inside of Adidas and it was inside of Intel.
Okay.
And I also worked at like this isn't really cooking, but Old Spaghetti Factory. But I really, really learned how to cook when I went to Intel. Became like a grill cook and different things like that. But yeah. As far as like, how did you get into the whole plant-based lifestyle? Like,
well, I've been a vegetarian most of my life.
Okay.
I grew up on a farm.
Okay.
Way, way, way out in the motherfucking boondocks. But we lived on a farm. We had cows, chickens. I had another family when I became like in the 5th grade, and they had a farm also, and they had goats and chickens and guineas. So then like I just spent a lot of time outside and spent a lot of time like playing with animals. And like on my mom's side, the family that had the farm, they slaughtered their own animals. So like watching my uncle like go hunting, or like walking into the barn and seeing like a cow or a deer hanging by its Achilles heel, and they're just like stripping it down. Like that's a lot for a child.
Absolutely.
And when I was young, I was chased around the yard with like, we were like processing chickens, and I got chased around the yard with a chicken without a head. So like, I mean, that shit's fucking traumatizing.
Absolutely.
And you remember it. And like, we would have cows in the pastures. And, like, during wintertime, they don't get to be there because that's when you slaughter them and you put them in the freezer.
Okay.
So, like, all summer long, I'm, like, talking to these cows. And, like, when they get out of the fence, we have to herd them back into the fence and whatnot. And then, like, then you walk outside and they're not there anymore. But you're supposed to, like, eat this steak
that you were just
like, no, that's too much. I was like, can I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, please? So I kind of was always vegetarian because I just couldn't take that. And then eventually I went to culinary school, and I had to go through like the whole butchering process and all of that, and that did not help me any either. And I was just like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna stay with this. But I did bounce back and forth a lot during that time because I was like so encompassed in food, and I was like, well, I'm making this. I can't not try it. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. I started to eat a lot of pork like that. Pork is like addictive, bro.
Bacon, yeah.
Absolutely. Like pork loaf. I learned how to make carnitas with like Coca-Cola and orange juice.
Yeah?
Yeah, so it was bad, bro. I ended up getting like 320 pounds. So,
you ate a lot of carnitas.
Yeah, I sure the fuck did.
I mean, it's no shame. But
So I guess like what motivate what's the difference between vegan and plant-based, and like what are like the like what's the like the benefits of choosing one over the other?
I feel like most people for vegan versus plant-based, like vegans are very strict, and I feel like maybe vegans are for the animals,
Yeah.
whereas plant-based is probably more for your health.
Okay.
Plant-based people tend to do honey,
Okay.
whereas most vegans do not.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because it comes from bees.
Yeah.
Shit, I never thought of that. I mean, but but then they don't. Damn, no milk. Yeah. All right.
Well, I don't do milk either.
I don't either. I don't.
I mean, I do everything that vegans do. I just use honey.
So
I use honey because of the medicinal purposes.
I didn't know honey had medicinal purposes.
Yeah, see? Well, I work with nature, and I'm in touch with my native and African side.
Oh,
And
excuse
so
me.
I try to do things as ancient and nature-based as I can.
That's dope, though.
And, like,
That's
that's
what's
using
up.
honey.
Absolutely. So we still use cheese. I feel bad when I say it because have you ever seen this movie called What the Health
Yeah,
or Game Changers?
yeah.
And then you learn how like there's like a chemical in cheese that's like kind of like a drug and shit like
Mhm.
that, and it's just like, damn, nigga, I'm addicted to cheese. I'd rather it be something more fun, you know?
Yeah.
Like my fucking cheese, bro. But what do you see your company about 5 years from now? Like, what's your vision for your whole brand?
I would say in the next 5 years, I would like to have a space where where we can do body work like yoga, and I do a class called booty work where we do like half
You got my
fitness.
attention. My eyes got all big and shit.
We do like half fitness where we're like really like intense working on our body, and then the other half is yoga and we're like stretching and breathing.
It's like a yoga Zumba.
Not like a Zumba, more like a HIIT class, HIIT.
I don't know what that is. Sorry.
It's just like, I don't know, it's an intense exercise workout. Because it's only like 30 minutes, but you're going to be sore.
Would you consider yourself like an activist as far as like, because I feel like so her friend, Miss Fit Vegan, what is it, Tiff Fit Vegan or some shit like that?
Vegan lifestyles.
There you go. She's very like in your face about it. Like, mother.
And see, that's why I'm plant-based and not vegan.
Okay.
And she's vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very like, I don't know. She wants.
That's a difference. That's a difference in
I
us.
just feel like this. I feel like that is like just to force anything on anybody. I feel like it's kind of.
It's too much.
Can't win them over
Yeah.
if you are just
It's
like mean and shitty to them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's I can't really get with. What do you guys feel about clone meat? Boca burgers, Impossible burgers.
Well, I'm going to answer your first question first.
Which one was that?
Do I consider myself an activist?
Yes.
I'm not really like a protester, like marching,
Okay.
but I definitely will post videos and I post information. My whole brand is based off of plant-based, so it's for your health and for the health of everyone.
Do you post pictures or something of like slaughterhouses
Yes, I
and
do.
cows?
I do.
Do you really?
I do. And if people want to talk about it, then we can talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I'm just,
Oh.
I'm just like no, that shit's, I don't know, it's just weird. I don't eat cows and I don't eat pork and I haven't for almost 2 years now in April. So like I still don't eat it, but it still is weird to like see it though. It's like I don't know.
But that's the whole point in watching it, because if you watch something like that, then you're less likely to want to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
And that is going to change your life for the better.
I personally don't think the. Do you think there are people that literally watch those videos and are like, I'm never eating that shit again?
Some people, yeah. You just don't.
I don't think so, bro. Like people that like, I feel like really want to make the change. It's like they really like went and seek knowledge, or they really like absorb themselves, at least being open to the idea. Nobody goes online and sees a cow getting slaughtered and like, oh shit, let's never do this again.
But it's at least to get you thinking, because like we
that-
don't see animals walking
Disconnected.
around and then like watch them being slaughtered.
Nah.
We just go to the grocery store and buy meat.
There's no
Like you don't
emotional
even know,
attachment
yeah,
to
like
it.
you don't even
Absolutely.
know what that is and where that came from.
Absolutely.
Like, so to see it is so much more like, why wouldn't you want to be more connected to your food? That's something that you're ingesting into your body.
Absolutely.
So why wouldn't you want to know where it comes from, what happens to it? Why is people why are people fighting and dying for this cause or whatever if like there's not like something to it?
I agree 100%. Like I said, like I don't eat beef, but my shit wasn't. It had nothing to do with the slaughtering of it or anything like that.
Yeah.
And most people that I talk to, it's not like Tiffany said. Like it ended up becoming too much for her because like her family and her husband were like hunters and shit like that. Just kind of like you, it was just like it just became too much. It was gross. Like she's helped like skin and package up deers and shit like that. So
it's really intense if you like, and I feel like people, if you're gonna eat that and consume that, then you need to go through that process because you need to know how that happens and how you get to this steak or this burger that you love so much.
What if people only go to the store because they just don't have the time to go and slaughter something?
I mean, I understand that, but I feel like you should still at least go to the farm and watch and
the
see.
Whole process.
Yes, I feel like that's important for us to know as people because then you can decide whether you want to be a part of that or not.
Absolutely.
Or whether you want to consume that or not. I feel like that's good information for all of us.
I feel like as people get older, they like get more in tune with like things around them, like plants and nature and trees and animals and shit like that. And like as I've gotten older, it's even gotten to the point where like some spiders and shit, like I won't even kill them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like say like I'm walking out and there's like a spider on the wall and shit. I kill that motherfucker. But it's more like that nigga scared me. You know what I mean? It's not like a fucking like. It's like, what are you doing here? Like, you got me fucked up. Like, it's like somebody walking in your house and he accidentally scared you expecting him.
Oh, I understand being startled.
So,
I completely understand. I try my best not to kill them and I try my best to save them, but sometimes they catch me off guard. So, I mean,
so you feel
I'm so
me.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Like,
but they are very ancient medicine, grandmother spider.
Spiders, really?
Yeah.
Bro, I got this spider on my car, and it's like, it's sneaky. It can feel me every time it will be like making a web on my rearview mirror, and I'll try to get up to go like around to kill it, and it'll sneak right like.
But did you ever think that maybe it's like doing that on your mirror because it's like giving you some sort of protection?
I mean, there's a lot of flies over by my job because we got beer and shit like that. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'm not too into like spiders and like the meanings.
You should look up the meaning of spiders and then see how, like, what resonates with you. Like, when you read it and, like, all the information that it says about what happens if you see a spider, if you're, like, drawn to spiders, blah, 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 blah. Like, just see what resonates with you, and that's probably what that spider is trying to tell you.
I definitely.
That's how nature works.
I feel like that to an extent, but I guess I've never. So I grew up Christian, so a lot of
I did too. My mother's Southern Baptist.
Yeah. So for me, it's like having to break that and learn to think different. It's like I'm in the beginning phases of that, and I'm still really young. I'm only 28, so I got. Hopefully, I got some time. Yeah. If I play my cards right, to really indulge and learn. Honestly, this is why I've built this platform, is to hopefully learn and indulge in different like things, keep my mind open. I don't ever want to become stagnant or just stuck in one ideology. Like I feel like the world and life is too big just to be in a box.
Yeah,
what the fuck do I know?
There's so much out there that we don't even know, and like a whole world out there to explore.
Absolutely. So when we were doing like our research and stuff for our vegan episode, we found out that sugar is bleached with pork. Mm-hmm. Do you eat white sugar?
I do not.
Really?
I do not.
Really? The vegan ate white sugar, and she goes, "Oh well, we all can't be perfect."
Well, I'm not vegan. I'm plant-based for my health.
No, I don't.
Sugar is cocaine, and I don't consume that. Yeah, sugar is a drug, and it's terrible for our bodies, and it breaks us down, and it keeps our bodies from absorbing nutrients from our food.
Absolutely. One of the things
and health is important.
Absolutely. We both went like on a weight loss journey, and the first thing we did was like soda, and then it was like sugar.
And sugar is in everything.
And fucking everything.
Everything.
Yeah, salt too. Salt. Yeah. Salt's like crack too, though.
Yeah.
It's hella addictive.
Yeah.
Like
I use sea salt.
Do you? We were so I started to read this. So I feel like I'm an empath, and I started to read this book called The Empath Survival Guide, the Guide for Emotional People or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying something like people with high sensitivity to like emotions and shit should use like Himalayan salt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you know about that? Like, what's the connection between Himalayan salt and feeling?
Well, Himalayan salt grows straight from the ground.
Doesn't also
It like grow it. Well, so like sea salt you can get from like the water,
Mhm.
and then like Himalayan salt like grows off of a mountain. I can't remember. I would say the Himalayas,
that makes
but don't
sense.
quote me on it. But
Just say you don't know
like
shit.
it grows like on a mountain because
Okay.
we saw it, and they like it grows pink, and they just like scrape it and then walk it down the mountain.
Really? Ain't
Yeah.
that kind of dirty though?
I mean, you wash it, I guess. I
How
really
would you
don't
wash
know.
it?
I don't know.
All right, sorry. I got questions for you. Okay.
You'll have to jujule the rest.
All right. So since you don't eat sugar, I was gonna ask, do you eat gelatin or candy? And so I said,
I eat candy, but I eat candy that's not got gelatin in it.
see, I started eating like this plant-based candy. It's like in the health section. It's expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
Organic candy and shit like that, stuff that doesn't have gelatin. It's like, why does it cost so much more?
Because those ingredients are more expensive. Because like to get like something USDA stamped organic costs extra money.
Mm-hmm.
Even though like a lot of things that like farmers, like local farmers,
Mhm.
a lot of their things are organic, but they can't afford to pay for that USDA stamp. Whereas like these big corporations that are just shipping that shit out can just pay for that stamp.
Wow.
And just throw a few ingredients in it that's actually organic, whereas most of it's not.
That's crazy. How do you you never answered the question about how you guys feel about clone meat?
Oh, I don't know.
No?
No.
That vegan, I know you're not vegan, but I keep bringing it up. That vegan chick, she's all for that clone meat shit. It sounds terrible to put in your body.
Yeah, no.
Like, why would you ever want to do that? Like, I said, I think I'd rather eat the regular shit than
I'd rather just eat some fucking mushrooms.
mushrooms. Mushrooms
Like-
are nice.
Can we just get some mushrooms?
Yeah. But mushrooms come out of shit, though, don't they?
No. We go and pick them in the forest. They
Yeah.
grow out of the ground.
Oh, I'm thinking of different
Off the
mushrooms.
trees.
So psychedelic mushrooms do come from that, but they don't have to.
Yeah, not all.
They
of
can
them
be
grow
farmed
in
too.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm learning a lot today. I didn't know that. I thought a lot of people was out here going and picking.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, they grow like in
Bark chips.
yeah, like in
Cedar.
but and also like just in urban areas.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, that's where a lot of people say that they pick them. Like just in like people's yards.
A lot of people are trying to plant them in the city though. When
Yeah.
they have them, they'll have like spore starter sets.
You bring in Michael.
They'll have like
There you go.
spore kits
Uh-huh.
that they distribute, like around trees and stuff, and bark chips.
So what's the do you know what the process is for that? Is that like weed? You have to like pick them and then dry them and then like then you can eat them?
To my understanding, you can eat them raw.
Yeah, fresh.
You can eat them fresh or raw, or you can like dry them and use them as like tea, or you can like grind them up and put them into powder.
That's crazy.
I guess they're stronger if they're fresh. A lot stronger.
I don't know. I've done mushrooms once. No, I'm lying, twice. The second time I ate enough to actually get the hallucinating
Mhm.
like high from it. And I forgot hallucinogens, they go in stages, right? And so I thought, like, it's been a while. I thought I was cool to go and dry. And so I took my friend home and
You realized it was a bad idea.
terrible, bro. Terrible. Like, there was like 3 and 4 lines. The lights weren't fucking green, red, and yellow. They were like purple, blue, and something else. It was,
Oh no.
I seen cops everywhere. It was.
But you also was seeing purple everywhere. So
If
makes
I
sense.
wasn't driving, that shit would have been dope.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like watching some crazy movie like Alice in Wonderland or something like that. I sound like a druggie, don't I? Terrible. Sorry. How did you get into yoga?
My second family that I was talking about earlier, when I was 15, she said that I was getting an attitude and that I was turning into an asshole. So I needed to go to yoga to calm down.
So I was talking to you. I wasn't talking to her.
Yeah.
That. This all makes sense now. Like, y'all have me confused. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, how does your retreat work?
So we aren't having one this 2021
Okay.
just because of Corona.
Right.
But earlier this year in 2020, February,
Mm-hmm.
we rent a house in Costa Rica for a week.
Okay.
It's right on the beach.
Okay.
And I cook all the food,
Okay.
and one of my associates does the teaching. I teach a couple of classes, but I mostly do the food. And yeah.
How does that go? Do you guys like sell out? Is it like
We usually sell out.
How many people do you guys usually do?
13.
13.
The house fits 13.
That's kind of dope, bro.
It's so... I cannot wait. Like, I would love to find more people who want to do that.
Did you have you since you guys have been doing it, have you guys built like a little family community?
Yeah, because we did it 2 years in a row.
Okay.
And 2021 would have been our third year. But,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, the person that I do it with, her name is Allison. She was my 300-hour teacher here in Portland.
What's that? 3?
So, like, in yoga, there's hours, and, like, 200 hours, like, the beginning, and then 300 hours. You take a 300 hour to get your 500 hour. Anyway, she was my teacher.
Okay. Do you have to be flexible to do yoga?
No.
How?
Because you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You can do your own. Like, the purpose in doing yoga is to, like, be at one with yourself, not to, like, worry about what anybody else is doing. Like, the teacher is there to guide you on your journey, but it's your own personal journey.
Okay. How similar is yoga to meditation?
It's a type of meditation, but also, like, usually meditation is, like, either in the beginning or some people do it at the end. It just depends on, like, what your teacher does.
What would you suggest?
I suggest doing both because yoga is, like, meditation with... So, like, when you're doing yoga, you're supposed to go inside yourself.
Right.
So that's, like, inside your heart, inside your mind, inside your body. You're supposed to, like, feel what you feel as you're moving through the poses and, like, whatever emotions that come through or whatever thoughts or whatever, you're supposed to, like, move through that, moving through your body.
Absolutely. I want to back up a little bit. So, like, you kind of as a child grew up in the Carolinas, right? Or North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, like, what happened? You go to high school. Where'd you go to high school? Did you go to college? Oh, you said you went to culinary school. Was that here?
No. So I graduated from Wilkes Central High School in North Carolina. It's in Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
You a real Southern girl. Okay.
Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
Okay. Okay.
In 2007. And then I left there and moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's where I went to college. I went to Johnson & Wales University.
Okay.
It's a private college.
Sounds like it.
And I have associates in culinary, and I have a bachelor's in food service management, and I have a minor in beverage and a minor in event management.
That's dope. That's dope. So you, after leaving college, the goal was to go and start a restaurant.
Well, the goal wasn't necessarily to start a restaurant, but the goal was to, like, do my own thing.
Okay.
Because I've always liked making meals for, like, busy families. That's how I started, like, when I was, like, 16. I started, like, babysitting for people, and, like, they would want something to eat for everybody, and so I would make something, and that was kind of, like, what got that little part in my head. And then, like, I've just evolved it and changed it over the years, like, as I've changed.
That makes sense. So like I said before, like I still like cooking, and I'll cook for the wife. I used to cook for like family events and something like that. I had people come over and I would cook. For some reason, when I cook for me and wifey, it's fine. Shit comes out fire. But when I cook for other people, I'll burn something, or I'll like forget to season something. Like I'll forget a step on something.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do to stop? Like, I guess it won't be. But like I said before, like I used to do like a grill at work. I ran like the Mongolian grill. So like there's steps to that. Like, you gotta cook the meat, and you add like the noodles and the sauce, and like there's steps. Like I've had to cook for people standing right there and serve at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, people come over. I fuck something up. How do you keep from doing that?
Well, we talked about meditation, and
Right.
I use my cooking as a meditation.
Okay.
It's a form of meditation to me. But also maybe have your mise en place, your shit in place, is what that means.
Bro, I prep even. Like the day before. Shit's prepped. Everything's laid out. Vegetable. I literally just have to put the shit together.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
That's probably
It's-
what it is.
Like I'm scared that it's like I'm not gonna do something right.
So then you're like setting yourself up for failure if you're expecting to fail.
I'm not expecting.
Yes, you are, because you just said
I'm not expecting to fail. Like I know I can do it, but for some reason, I think the people that I used to cook for are just super judgmental. Or maybe it's I used to talk shit, so I'm scared, so I go talk shit about my shit. Maybe that's it. I don't know, man, but it definitely throws me off. How long in total have you been cooking professionally?
Well, let's see. After high school, I went to college, and then I worked. So I got my first job in the kitchen when I was 15.
Okay.
I was working at a place called the Mayflower. It was like a seafood place.
Okay.
And then I got like an internship with this hot new chef in my hometown.
Okay.
And then he eventually like gave me a job, and then I just like networked through different chefs after that.
From my experience, culinary is like super bougie.
It is very.
Like snobby. Like
It is.
like,
It is, and I worked at like small fine dining restaurants, so like the real snooty people.
That was one thing that turned me off about food. It was just like I felt like food was supposed to be like bring people together. It's supposed to be like a community thing. Like it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like joyful and like not so. I don't know, like Gordon Ramsay. But I understand that's a show, but like
Yeah.
chefs are really like that, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Like, are you like that?
I don't know. Ask Ashley. I am a little bit.
We got the Gordon Ramsay of North Carolina.
I wouldn't say I'm like Gordon Ramsay,
She's not like
but
that.
I am a little aggressive in the kitchen because I want things
Done a certain way.
Yeah.
I
But that's also like I'm very particular like that, and especially when it comes to my food, because that's like a part of it's a part of who I am, and I'm sharing who I am with somebody else, and I want it to be presented a certain way. When you eat it, I want it to be a certain way, so I package my things very, very specific.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to eat it just any kind of way. I want you to eat it the way I want you to eat it, goddammit.
That's fucking funny. That's awesome. Even like when we're cooking it, so me and wife, we've been together 4 years almost, and we've been married 2. And like, so I used to cook, and then somehow I got kicked out of the kitchen, and I no longer have a spot there anymore. I get like to guest appear on Wednesdays and Sundays sometimes. But like, sometimes when we cook, even if the meal comes out really good, I always am like, all right, babe, what do you think we could have done different or better to make it like come out better? And she used to hate that shit about me. Like, it's not good enough. Like, I used to get that whole "it's not good enough." Like, why can't you just accept it speech? And for me, it was like, maybe I'm not saying it's not good enough, but for me, I personally would like to always grow and get better. And like for me, I'm very hard on myself. Like I always want to, not necessarily change, but I want to make sure that I'm never, like I said before, stagnant.
Yeah.
And so for me, like I said, like I'm always trying to. Do you do something similar? Do you Like, have you ever ran into something that didn't work for you that you ended up changing up because?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Yeah, she doesn't. It's not that she doesn't make mistakes or like that she doesn't fail.
Yeah.
She just like keeps doing it. Like if it's a bad batch, she'll just toss it out and do it again. So persistence.
For me, sometimes when I have like a bad something, I try to still like.
I'll make it into something else.
Right, absolutely.
Like I made cupcakes one time for this party, and I used fresh strawberries, and I didn't realize that, like, I just needed to put only a little bit of the strawberry paste into it, and they were like really, really wet. And so like when I tried to put icing on it, it just like, and so I just like took them out and I just like crumbled them up and I made a trifle out of it, and it worked because then it was like soaked with like pudding and whipped cream and strawberries, so it didn't even matter.
Right, absolutely. That's dope.
Yeah. So, I mean, I turn it into something else, but, like, it's just, sometimes when I want to make something, I have an idea of what it is and what I want. So I'm definitely very critical. I ask my clients questions all the time, like, did you like this? Did you like it with this? Do you like it with the other thing? Like, I'll make the same thing and make it differently and ask them which one did they like better.
Absolutely. That's dope. That's dope. Do you have a cookbook? Have you ever thought about making a cookbook?
I'm working on one.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm working on a couple of ebooks. I want to release them 2021.
Hopefully 2021 is definitely better than 20. I mean, 2020 wasn't bad. What do you think?
I mean, I think it was rocky, but I mean, I feel like I had a good year.
I mean, I had
It was a good year for me. I mean, you know, there's a lot of shit going on, but there's always a lot of shit going on.
Absolutely.
And
I feel like for me, I feel like it was good just because I feel like I learned a lot. There was like relationships that I lost. There was people that like things that I found out like on business end and personally, and there was a lot of growth and learning for me in this year.
a lot of things come into light.
Bro, like I started to fix my credit in the process of trying to buy my house, like starting my own businesses, creating my LLC. Like this is kind of shit that I do.
Adult shit.
Yeah.
Adulting. The stuff that nobody taught us how to do or told us that we needed to do any of this shit. And now we all have to do it when we're like almost 30.
How the fuck? Bro, yes. And what's crazy is like, I when I first started doing all that, I thought it would be kind of almost like fun and like a project.
Hell no, this shit ain't fun.
I'm saying like if I was to do it with like my friends, like if we were all doing it together, I kind of it'd make it be like, I don't know, like it's like working with a best friend or something like that.
Yeah.
Doing something shitty. It's always cool when you got somebody there, but nobody really fucked with the idea. Like people was like, you tripping, like who the fuck do you think you are type shit.
Yeah. I mean, but that's how some people are though. Like we have to leave people in that space and move on. What? They wasn't ready. Basically.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool because a lot of people don't understand that, and I hope that my friends or the people I used to hang out with don't like try to wait until it's too late. You know what I mean? Because I don't think it's ever too late, but I feel like the more longer you wait, the harder it is.
Yeah.
I got a brother that's like 5 years older than me, and like I pray for him, man. I don't even pray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
And it's like I honestly don't.
Growth is hard.
Change is hard.
Yeah. But growth comes with change.
Absolutely.
You have to be open to it.
Absolutely. So
and you have to work hard.
Absolutely. So 2020 was definitely like it was good. It had its bads, but I think we've definitely, depending on what you perceive on like life and what your take is from it, you can consider it bad or good. Yeah. I think 2020 was pretty dope for me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of people died and all that shit, but like other than that, like, as far as like the whole COVID-19, what do you guys feel about the vaccination?
Fuck that shit.
Not into
They
it.
can shove that shit up their ass.
Yeah. Out of here.
Fuck out of here with that shit, bro.
No?
No, bro.
No.
No.
So what? So
No. No.
Don't do
No.
Really?
No.
Why? All right. So did you get vaccinated growing up?
I did not.
No, really.
I actually did not, and I didn't know that until I went to college. And I did have to get some because you have to have some to go to culinary school because you're using knives and stuff like that. So I did get those just so that I could get into it, but I learned that I didn't have any of them.
That's funny. So I was doing an episode yesterday, and I was asking her, like, as women take like birth control that like you get injected to your arm or body,
Mm-hmm.
and there's other things people ingest into their body where they don't necessarily know what is in it. What makes this vaccine so just like fuck that? I mean, I was talking about yesterday. I was talking about like the Tuskegee experiment. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
So like, and different things like that, and the MMR shot that gives like more black kids autism than like any other vaccine, and
Yeah.
like we did like some research on like the CDC and like a bunch of effed up stuff that they've done. But for me, it's like, how do we pick and choose, or how do we decipher which one to take and not take?
Well, I feel like that's a personal decision,
Okay.
but also I feel like I don't. They are similar, but I feel like I don't know, because I feel like with birth control, you could be bringing a life into this world.
Okay.
Whereas like a vaccination is more harming your body. I feel like yes, birth control is harming you.
I was gonna say birth control.
It's definitely harming you.
Okay.
I don't take it, so
Backpedal just a little bit.
they're both very harmful.
Okay.
But I feel like if I had the choice back when, I wouldn't have done either.
Okay.
But you don't necessarily have a choice as a child.
That's true. You don't have a lot of choice for anything.
Yeah. You don't really have a choice or a say in those kinds of things. So I feel like if I had a choice, then I wouldn't have. But my mother kind of feels the same way. That's why I didn't have any of them.
Okay. That makes
We
sense.
lived on a farm in the middle of bumfuck Egypt.
Do you like living? Did you like living on a farm? If you could, would you? I think
I've always been trying to get back to that lifestyle. I don't want to like slaughter animals. I would definitely more have like a animal sanctuary type thing. But like farm life, definitely. Everything from the earth, definitely. I already live and promote that lifestyle, so I'm just trying to get myself in place so I can live that lifestyle all the way.
So one thing wifey and I realized, so when we did the whole transition of trying to like eat more fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, like it's hard to buy fruits and vegetables in bulk or buy like a certain amount for a week, or like we have to buy what we're gonna eat for the next couple of days, because if we don't, sometimes the shit goes bad.
Yeah.
Have you found a way to buy in bulk and not have like shit that you could have like rot or go bad or something like that?
Well, I feel like there's certain types of like meal prep things that you could do, and there's certain like you could set yourself up. Like you could go grocery shopping for like on Sundays and buy for the whole week and just prepare it in a way that sets you up for the whole week, even with your family.
For us, it was more like our raw vegetables and shit like that, like because we bought like a lot of like cucumbers, tomatoes, like spinach and stuff like that, and like we were eating like a salad every single day, and so like after a while, like if we bought for more than like that week or whatever, just for conveniency, just because we were really busy, it would go bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go shopping. I would go shopping once a week.
I fucking hate
I
going
feel
to
like
the
that would be
store.
the minimum, because I would want my things to be the most nutritious and the most fresh to go into my body to nourish me.
What's so would you consider, is there such thing as a raw plant-based?
Yes, my partner is raw plant-based.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
He only consumes, well, actually he's fruitarian, but if he wants to eat something, then it would be raw.
Fruitarian? What's that?
He only eats fruit.
He probably shits a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. But he was raw first, and then he went fruitarian, and it's been like, I don't know, like at least 3 or 4 years.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually like to try that. Like, I love fruit.
It is really intense, bro.
Is it?
That shit is not for the weak.
Really?
It is not at all.
Yeah.
Like he don't eat nothing but fruit. Do you hear what I'm saying?
So
He don't eat nothing but fresh fruit.
So for me, it would be hard for me because when I do eat fruit, like I can eat like 2 watermelons, 4 pineapples, and like 4 melons in like a couple days.
That ain't not. I mean, we do too. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so it's like that shit's expensive though.
It is.
It's fuck. Like
It is.
So eventually, for me, I was like, "Nigga, I want me a candy bar."
Exactly. That's why it's not easy.
And like for me, like not eating it wasn't hard. It was.
But see, like after you do it for like if you did it for 2 weeks, you would feel differently about it because it is detoxing the body. So it's gonna make you feel a lot of emotions. You're gonna get rid of a lot of things. Like, yes, you're gonna shit yourself a lot and you're gonna pee a lot, but you're gonna be getting rid of a lot of emotions and toxins and other things that's inside of your body because fruit is really detoxing.
So when I did my whole little sugar detox or whatever, that's kind of how I did mine. And like I got like sick, like
Yeah.
physically sick,
Yeah.
and I had lost so much weight that like I guess you're only supposed to lose like 20 pounds within like a year or some shit like that. And it was like 60, 70 or some shit like that. It was like, and on top of it, I worked at.
I wouldn't say that's a bad thing.
No,
No.
it was terrible on me. Like I was always shitting, bro. Like my stomach, it was terrible.
Because
like,
we have like, what is it, like 50 feet of like
yeah, and
intestine, and then like half of it is like impacted, or maybe even all of it for some people.
Right.
So of course you should be shitting. You probably have shit from your childhood in there.
It's
supposed to be shitting away.
Yeah, you're right. But it was just, I'm just saying, I couldn't imagine like.
Try the master cleanse where you like make the drink, the lemonade, and you drink it for 10 days. You don't eat anything else. You drink that. You shit every single day, and you're like, how am I shitting on day 7 and I ain't ate nothing in days? And it's because it's stuff that's just in your body.
That sounds disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds fun.
That's why you're supposed to take care of your body.
Yeah, I'm just now getting to the point where I'm trying to like take care of my body and take care of my face. What would you guys suggest as like natural like skin products and stuff like that? Because I definitely don't use natural skin products.
I use coconut oil.
We use raw organic coconut oil for my skin, but like as far as like face wash and shit.
But that's what I use it for.
Really?
Yeah. You put like some on your hand and like rub it in on your face, and then you like get in the shower, and then you put a towel on your face,
Yeah.
and then just wipe it off.
And it
like moisturizes it, cleanses it.
What would you think about? There was like this thing that somebody made. It was like that with like salt or some type of salt. It was like
you can do salt like if you need to like exfoliate,
Yeah.
yes, but I wouldn't do that like every single day. You can also put like baking soda on your face. Like if my face is like really, really red, then I'll use like baking soda and that'll like tone it down. Or sometimes I'll make like a mask with like baking soda and honey and turmeric.
Yeah.
But I don't really use like I don't use products. I make all my own stuff. Like my lotion, my hair stuff, like everything that goes in and on my body, I make myself.
That's dope.
I'm real picky like that.
That's dope. I hope to get to a point where I could be picky like that, but I still like Gucci shit, like Gucci perfume and cologne and Burberry and shit like that. So eventually I'll get there, but right now.
See, and I smell like essential oils and weed.
Ain't nothing wrong with essential oils and weed. There ain't nothing wrong with that at all. If somebody wanted to come and like find your products and like, do you have like a website for your food or like for your retreat? Like if somebody wanted to go on your retreat, how would they find that?
So right now we don't have a link for our retreat since we haven't, since it won't be until 2022 to the next one.
Okay.
Unless I, come up with something sometime next year. But as of now, like we can't really.
What about like do you want to give out your Snapchat?
I do have a website though.
Okay. What's that?
My website is YogaChefJess.com.
YogaChefJess.
And YogaChefJess on all the things like Instagram, Facebook.
YogaChefJess, okay.
YogaChefJess.
Okay. I appreciate you guys for coming and sharing some facts and some information about yoga and choosing a better lifestyle. Like I said before, I would love for you guys to potentially come back and chap it up about whatever. It doesn't have to be about. All right, I have one more question before we go. What do you feel about Donald J. Trump?
Oh my god. The same way I feel about Biden.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like
Fuck
Biden.
both of them.
Did you vote? No.
Negative.
Okay. Somebody tried to tell me.
Why would I vote for something that isn't helping anybody?
I
Why would I waste my time? Why would I do that? That's just like signing up for something and you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. You're just signing up for it because it's what you're supposed to do. No, fuck that.
Right. I feel kind of torn between it because even like when you think about it, like the Republicans freed the slaves, and Democrats really didn't want anything to do with that. Like most black people vote and are Democrat right now, and like I don't know, roles kind of switch for some reason, and I just feel like there's like some puppetry going on that we don't really.
I think it's all puppetry.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Always
like
been.
and what the fuck happened to fuck the police? Why did we just vote them in there? Like y'all don't.
But the thing is like we can't. Even, I think if we go by the stats on the votes, I don't think it was us as black people that voted them in. I think it was the white people that was at one point fucking with Trump, stopped fucking with him, and they switched over. Isn't that what happened? Because the
Sure.
the percentage of white people voting for Trump decreased.
That's because people think he's crazy. But what is the other dude doing any better?
Nothing.
Is he not just as crazy, just as pedophilic? Like
For me,
I don't know personally,
I don't
but I'm
either.
just saying, like, is the things that we read about them, is it not the same? Do we not see the same things on both of them?
Absolutely. I feel like I'm not a Trump fan, but I feel like there is some things that he did in his 4 years that benefited the black community. That
I agree with that statement.
do you really?
I do.
I get nervous saying that shit
Because
nigga. I
it's
start
so fucking
sweating.
because it's so controversial. I know, but I
It's like nigga, I'm gonna get my black card stripped
whereas
for
the
saying
people
that.
that we just voted in, all they did was put us in there.
Okay, all right, we're done. We're gonna wrap it up. We can come back and we can rap about whatever, and we'll have a better outline. We got to feel for like each other and kind of like where we can go with the conversation and shit like that. I feel like sometimes it's hard to have like a first meet and a first episode too, because it's kind of like
I'm pretty comfortable though, and I don't mind.
No, for me,
talking, so it works out.
For me, sometimes I just don't know how to like. So like for me, I would ask like, okay, you just said your partner, but then your girl's sitting right here. I'd ask about that. So like what is that? Like, would that be weird to ask that? Like, what is that? Like, what do you guys have, like a triad, or like what is? Are you poly or? So you know what I mean? So like, how do you like
She's my best friend.
It's evolving slowly into a throuple. Not necessarily like a sexual one, just like we a family now.
Yeah.
We take care of each other.
Okay, see how awkward that got? You see what I mean? So that's why I kind of like, that's what I'm saying. First meetups are like kind of like, first meetups and first episodes are kind of just like, okay. Let's see how this goes next time. I appreciate you guys for coming and rapping with us. I hope you guys come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.